Hey y'all, Maria Com here again. I have two recording ideas for today, so let's start with the one that is more fun. Haha, I rhymed, that's hilarious. Sorry, that was not very good. Anyway, let's start with the recording idea that's a little bit more fun, and then if I decide to record my other idea later, we'll see. So the idea that I had that's a little more fun is we're just gonna start it off this way. I often wonder if there's something like wrong with me. Because while obviously I think that like human interaction and having friends and all of that is important, I acknowledge that in the world we currently live in, I would not survive without other people. I can't, like, generate electricity, for example. I can't. If we lived in a different kind of world, I would probably be able to, like, grow my own food or hunt my own food or whatever. But in the world we currently live in, I do not have the energy or time to grow my own food or hunt my own food. Etc., etc. Like, I would not survive without other people. However, and going no contact with my parents has kind of made me think about this a little bit. There are certain people who probably should, like, matter more to me, who, I don't want to say that they don't matter, but, like, I think I would be able to survive just fine if, like, for whatever reason, I was no longer in contact with some people in my life. Like, my brother, for example. I love my brother. Unless he has done something horrible that I am unaware of, which I don't know that is the case, like, I would be sad if I would never talk to him again. However, we don't talk very much at this point in time. I think we have actually talked maybe 3 times this year, and it's getting to the middle of February right now. So, that's not, like, the greatest. And one of those times is because it was my birthday, and so he called me because it was my birthday. If that hadn't happened, I think we would only have talked twice so far this year. I have texted him a few more times than that, but he hasn't always responded. My point being, though, that my brother and I don't talk that much at this point in time. And so, like, if I went years without speaking to him, that would be kind of sad, but also it wouldn't really negatively impact my life that much, because it wouldn't really be any change from what is currently happening, if that makes any sense. And so that has just kind of made me think about what would it be like if I was the last person on Earth. Now, if I knew that was the fact, I think my life would be, while it would be harder at first, I think I would learn how to do the stuff I would need to learn how to do. I would learn how to grow food. I would learn how to, like, hunt if that was something I decided I wanted to do. I could also just live without meat. I mean, I could. Would it suck? Sure, but I could do it. But also, I don't think I would have to, because if I, like, woke up tomorrow and knew I was the last human being on Earth, I would immediately prepare for stuff. I would be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna go to all of the stores and, like, see what is still running, collect what I can that's non-perishable, find a way to make any of that work. It would suck right now because it's winter, and I would, like, be on my own in the middle of winter, and that would suck, but whatever. I would figure it out. I would go to the stores, take what I need, because if I'm the last person on Earth, who cares if I'm just taking stuff from the store? um, and figure it out. I don't like, while it would suck to be the only person left on Earth and not be able to ask anyone else for help or advice, I also think, I think anyway, that in a lot of ways it would be easier because I wouldn't have to worry about. I don't think my fear of failure would affect me as much, because if I failed, I would be the only one who would know. And, like, part of my fear of failure is a fear of what other people would think about my failure, the fact that I am failing at something. Like, what would other people think about me failing? You know, it's gonna reflect badly on me in other people's eyes if I fail at something. So, I feel like if other people weren't around, that would be less of an issue. If I would fail, I would only be failing myself, so it wouldn't matter. If I would fail, like, the only one who would be affected would be me. And failure wouldn't mean as much, or wouldn't mean the same thing if I was the only human being still left. Like, right now, if I fail, for example, like, I feel like I have failed in terms of career, or finding, quote unquote, the right job for me. And while that really is only affecting me, it also, like, it's affecting me in such a way that I feel like I am stuck and can't get out of it. Whereas, if I would fail in a world where there were no other human beings, and I didn't have to do, like, the dumb stuff that we have to do in the society we live in, I didn't have to worry about money or whatever, then whatever I fail at, like, wouldn't feel quite as devastating. Failing at having what feels like a comfortable life now feels so devastating because I feel like there is no way to fix it, and I feel like I am just stuck doing things that I don't love pretty much constantly. I feel like I am stuck being incredibly stressed out, and stressed out about things that shouldn't really matter, which also frustrates me, because it's like, this shouldn't really matter, so it shouldn't stress me out as much as it does. Yeah. Whereas, like, failing at surviving in a situation where I am the only one left and trying to survive for myself, I guess? I don't know. I don't even know what the point of trying anymore would be, but let's just pretend there would be a point. Like, failing at anything about survival wouldn't feel as devastating. I don't know why. I suppose because you could just try again right away, and part of why all of my, like, failures in my current life suck is because you can't just, like, start over necessarily. I can't just quit the job that is causing me so much stress and burnout and do something else, because I have other responsibilities that require me to have a steady job. So I can't just quit and try something else. But in a world where I'm the only one left, I can just quit something if it's not working and try something else. You know what I mean? So I feel like that would be less of an issue. Again, there would be loneliness as a thing that would not be very fun, but I don't know. I would have less anxiety around social stuff, because even around people I spend a lot of time with and like, and all of that. Um, I still am constantly worried if I said the wrong thing or did the wrong thing or acted the wrong way, or did they interpret this some way other than how I intended, etc., etc. I'm like constantly worried about that kind of stuff, even around like my sister and brother-in-law, for example. Like, oh, did I just say something stupid? Who knows? um I'm constantly like trying to read their um constantly trying to like read their nonverbal reactions to things I am doing or saying and wondering if I did the wrong thing. That would be less of an issue if there were no other people around. As long as like I was the last human on earth but with access to stuff that still exists, and I'm not even talking about like electricity and the internet, I would not assume those would still be a thing. But like if all of the buildings still existed, if all of the books still existed, I would have plenty of resources then to like survive. So I think I would be fine in that case, but yeah. I don't know. It's just an interesting thing that I have been thinking about lately, and I don't necessarily know that this is like a super great thing to talk about, but it's just something I have thought of. Because, like, going no contact with my parents has kind of made me realize yes, I kind of had felt like they were very important and meant a lot in my life, and I. I wouldn't say that I'd never thought I could live without them, but also the idea of living without them was kind of like scary. But now that I have been doing that for over a year, I just kind of wonder like, wow. It wasn't as hard as had expected it to be. Granted, I was already fairly independent. Like, I have my own house. I mean, I'm still paying it off. It's not like I own it outright, but it is my house and all of that. And I'm working on paying it off. And I pay all my bills myself. I make a lot of annoyingly stupid adult decisions that I don't want to have to make pretty often. Um yeah. All of those things are things I can do, and I don't know, I should not have thought that like not having my parents around in my life at all would have had as much of an impact as I had expected it to, because it hasn't had that much of an impact. The biggest impact is that I have my mental and emotional well-being has been better. So, that's good. But yeah, that just kind of made me realize like I don't know, like maybe yes, I need other people in the world we currently live in. Yes, I do, but I don't know if I would if we lived in a different kind of world. And yeah. And that makes me wonder if there's something wrong with me also, because should it be so I'm not saying it was easy to go no contact with my parents. It wasn't, and it hasn't been. Like, I still feel a lot of guilt about it. I still consistently wonder if it was the right thing to do. I still consistently wonder if there will ever be a chance of being in contact with them again. That is entirely reliant upon them. And I don't think they understand that, but, you know. So, like, I'm not going to say it was easy, because it has not been easy. But I also it hasn't been as hard as I would have expected it to be. So, I wonder about that. And I do wonder if that makes me weird, and if there's something wrong with me. that, like, it hasn't affected me as much. I should say it hasn't negatively affected me as much as I had expected it to. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I am weird. Maybe there is something emotionally wrong with me. Maybe I am. I don't know. What would that even make me? I don't think I'm a narcissist because I don't. I think about other people over myself all the dang time. So I don't think I'm. That's an issue. I don't think I'm antisocial. Again, like, it's not my. I don't know how to word it right now because I would have to relook up the actual definition of antisocial personality disorder. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm on the spectrum. I've never gotten tested or anything for autism. Maybe I'm on the spectrum, and maybe that's why it doesn't feel as bad as I expected. I don't know. Anyway, do you think you would be able to survive, dear listener, if you were the last person on Earth? And mostly, I mean, like, in terms of not having other people around. Do you think that would affect you really negatively? Again, I think it would suck, but I think it would be lonely, but I think I would also probably be okay. And maybe I'm weird. You could also let me know if you think I'm weird. Like, totally fine with other people letting me know if they think I am, because I have been weird for much of my life. It would not shock me if other people thought I was weird. Yeah. Anyway, recording number 1 for today. Might record another one, but it's gonna be a little bit later because I have to prepare for it. So, yeah. This has been Myria Com chatting about what it would be like to be the last person on Earth, and whether being the only human still alive would be hard or not. I don't know. I don't think it would be hard for me. I could be wrong. Anyway, thanks for listening if you did. Let me know if you have any opinions in the comments, and I will chat at you again soon. Bye.